Hi, my name is Varun Chabra. I come from Ahmedabad, been in Australia about 17, 18 years now. I studied in hospitality. I did my diploma in commercial cookery from Box Hill Tate. I am a chef by profession. I run 4 restaurants. So besides running 4 restaurants, I also produce shows and events. First show was Jagjit Singh Saab. I did in 2011. So is his last concert in Australia. Opera House with Zakir Khan, because no Hindi-speaking stand-up comedian had ever done, had ever performed in Opera House, and he was the first one. We had organized the show. It was sold out in 15 days. When you migrate, it's only you are migrating, not the whole family. I am Varun Chabra, and this is my story. Hi, my name is Varun Chabra. I come from Ahmedabad, been in Australia about 17, 18 years now. Came in 2007 January. Married to Madhu Kumari Jethani. I've got 2 beautiful daughters. One is 4.5, one is 1.5. They make my life easy. I call Melbourne home. I think it's the best place in the world.
When, why, and how did you relocate to Australia?
So I landed on 9th January 2007. Okay, and it was a decision made by my parents, because there was most of I was very notorious back home, so they thought, it's better to get this guy out of country before he makes more notorious stuff or he does something else. So that was the reason I never wanted to come actually. I was pretty happy staying back home with my friends. So as soon as I studied in hospitality, I did my diploma in commercial cookery from Box Hill TAFE. So likewise, look, I think 2007 everyone was coming to do a similar kind of a course. My aspiration was not to be a chef, but my hobby was to be a chef. So I think that's how I landed up in this profession, or maybe doing commercial cookery. That's how it all started actually.
What was your first impression upon arriving in Melbourne?
So my first impression was completely different, because when we landed it was about 8:30 and sun was still up high, and I didn't knew that the evenings are so longer. It was too peaceful when I compare it to the noises that we see back in India, because the people roaming around till midnight, and here we could hardly see anyone after 9:30. There was no honking sound, nothing. It was completely different. I was amazed.
Can you share your qualification and your current profession with us?
Okay, my qualifications and profession. I've studied hospitality from Box Hill TAFE, and I am a chef by profession. I run 4 restaurants. So besides running 4 restaurants, I also produce shows and events. So we do a lot of stand-up comedy events across Australia and New Zealand.
What challenges did you encounter during your settling in process?
Oh, it was very different. First of all, it was looking for a job. We never had done any job back in India. Okay, and the other thing was doing your own dishes, doing your own clothes, cleaning your own room. I had never done that before. It was completely different to me, because we were used to of getting that done by other people back home. Now we had to do everything. It's like it was completely different. But I think we, as in when I say we, it's me and my friends who stayed together. We enjoyed our freedom a lot, because we could explore things on our own. That made us independent.
What inspired you to venture into show business in Australia, coming from running successful restaurants?
Oh, so my first show was Jagjit Singh Saab. I did in 2011. So is his last concert in Australia. Since then, I was off the scene. Then 2018, we started back with stand-up comedy, because the scene was rising back in India, and it was a niche market. No one was doing it. There was a gap. We just filled up the gap, and it was more because we like to watch that shows and no one was bringing. So we were like, better we bring it, we watch the show and make money out of it. So that was the main reason, trying to give people something different that they've not been given. Maybe, everyone was only doing concerts. No one was looking into stand-up comedy or bands or poetry, nothing like that. So that was the main reason of starting it out. I wouldn't say niche in a market. It was something which was never tapped into because India also it was exploding. It was growing because stand-up comedy people were used to with English. No one has seen Hindi stand-up comedy, and it's just that it started growing in India, and we had to get them here. So that's how the second innings of show started after a gap of 5 years.
Can you highlight any milestones you have achieved so far?
Oh yes, I think the one of the biggest milestone it happened last year when we did Opera House with Zakir Khan, because no Hindi speaking stand-up comedian had ever done had ever performed in Opera House, and he was the first one. We had organized the show. It was sold out in 15 days. It was amazing. I think that would be one of the biggest milestone, I would say, that we've achieved, a significant thing that I think we've done in our career so far. Hopefully more. Hopefully.
Where do you see yourself in the next decade?
Oh, Tony ji, in the next 10 years, I would actually like to have my restaurant set up in a way that they're automated, and I'll be focusing more on doing more bigger shows, getting international artists to come and perform under our banner. That's the vision. Focus is there. I hope it happens. Fingers crossed.
What inspires you to tackle challenges and strive for progress?
Tony ji, I think it's the mentors, because I've been lucky to have many mentors. Okay, I would say one of them is you, because I keep calling you all the time whenever I'm stuck, take your advice. And I think it's the challenges to move ahead, because so there are many people who inspire me. Okay, my dad, I would say there are many artists I worked with. One of them is Zakir Khan. He mentors a lot. And the way he's grown big, he mentors us in a way that we should not settle for less. And it's just going forward, just hang in there, one step at a time. I think that's one of the main key point. I would say that's one of the main inspiration to move forward and to build something that has never been done before. I think that's the idea. I'm still finding how to create that, but that's what keeps me going. I think to find how it can be done. The idea is there on the back of the mind, but it's just finding a right way how to go about it. That's what I think keeps inspiring me all the time.
What advice would you offer to newcomers in Australia?
Now, the advice I would like to offer is, I'll tell you why also, because I meet a lot of new students. Okay, I meet a lot of them in the restaurants, in the show business. I see them, I speak to them. Now, that generation I think is very clear when it comes to thoughts, but it's just that they're too fickle. They just don't want to stay at one thing for a longer time. I would just tell them, hang in there. It's gonna happen. It might take time, but it will happen. I've seen that happening with me. I think it will happen with you also. They do have big dreams. When it comes to hard work, they kind of leave it midway because they don't try to finish the race. This is what I've seen with them. So that's the idea behind, just keep working hard, try running. It's going to happen. You'll finish the race.
What aspects of India do you miss most while residing in Australia?
Tony ji, the aspects that I miss, one is festivals. I miss them a lot. And the festivals that we celebrate here, yes, we've got friends, but I think there's also family that we miss the most, because when you migrate, it's only you are migrating, not the whole family. Okay, so we've got my uncles, my cousins, we miss them a lot, because back home, celebrating a festival would have 25 people in the house, close family. Here you've got friends, but not many of those, I would say. But yes, that's one of the main aspect I miss, celebrating festivals with family. Because the way it's been celebrated in India, it's completely different, and I think it cannot be replicated anywhere else, no matter what.
How do you personally define success?
Me defining success is, okay, now I think in terms of success, it's a perspective. For someone, it could be money. For someone, it could be having 5 houses. For someone, it could be doing something, but for me, it's more about creating a legacy in a way that it stays forever. Maybe it's not money, maybe it's not houses. I'm still trying to understand what success means to me, but different people, I think, have different perspective to it. I'm still looking for my perception.
Describe what happiness means to you.
Happiness to me is my two daughters, Inaya and Avya. When I go home and see them, I think the way they look at me, all my worries goes away. I think that's happiness to me.
In what ways do you contribute to the Australian Indian community?
Tonyji, contribution to the Indian community, I would say, okay, I've not done a lot of contributions. I would like to do a lot. Okay, what few I've done is, I've got students who work with me. I speak to them. I try and I try and help them out wherever I can. But when it comes contribution, I think there's a lot needs to be done in terms of the community. It's just about what my idea is to, just build having one umbrella where all the associations stay under one umbrella, because I see there's so many associations, but no one's staying under one umbrella. I think it should be one India, isn't it? That's the idea. I hope that happens. I hope I can do it. Look, I'll try my best. This is Varun Chhabra, and you are watching Good Day India.